So every usual instruction to everyone, please go to the 1 minute mark, starting in a bit. Why people don't think. Wow, this is going to be an interesting one. Oh, barely prepared, man. That's right. Hello. Hi, Ashwant. How are you? Ready for class? Oh God. Waiting. Okay, not bad. I'll start in about 5-10 seconds. Superb. Let's go. All right, guys. So, why people don't think? Okay, now this is something I took for granted because I guess I was a bit of a rebel since I was a kid. Okay, so I would always think, why is this? What is this? And of course, I had a family that really encouraged that thought process and all. But if even if I didn't, I feel I would have been a complete rebel. I would have been messed up in a very different way. But I would still fight to think. Now I wondered why people don't think. Like it has been bugging me for a while. Like it seems so simple to me, but then I went into the whole biology of it, and I realized there are so many factors at play here. It's not just society. See, society is only a result of our thought process, right? So why does society learn to suppress you like that? How has it designed its suppression? How has it tailor-made its suppression to you? So that got me thinking, and that got me to this idea as to why people don't think. And I've realized there are a lot of factors. So we start the video, okay? Why people don't think. There are two types of non-thinking. Okay, one is extreme laziness. That means you are lazy to think. You don't want to think even if you're in the worst situation in the world, right? So I gave you an example last time saying that there was this a friend of mine who's dating a guy for many years, and she just refuses to give up. Why does she refuse to give up? Because she just, like, I just don't want to think about it, like, it's fine, it's comfortable, I want it there. So that is one kind of lazy thinking. You're in a bad job, you're lazy to try something new, you're scared to try something new more than anything. Okay, so all these things are keeping you this. So it's, at the basis of it, it is complete laziness. Okay, and laziness arises from fear, essentially. Okay, you are scared for something. Why are you lazy to do something? Because you're scared of the consequences that it may bring, right? Second issue is extreme activity. Have you heard the term? There is it's called. It's they say I'm too busy to even think. I'm too much time. I don't even have time to die. People say this. And why is that? Because at some level they want to keep busy. That identity, their busyness has become their identity, and they just want to achieve things, and not think about what they're achieving, why they're achieving it, who they are achieving it for, themselves. First think of yourself. You are the basis of life. So why doesn't this happen? So now we are going to go into a bit of biology. Okay, I'm going to take it a little bit, and then I'm going to try and make it as easy for you as possible. You all must have heard these concepts before, or maybe not. Okay, either ways, I'll try and make it as simple as possible, right? One, there are three levels of brain. Okay, there is the lizard brain, okay, which is basically at the back of your neck and the surrounding part. So basically your brainstem, okay, and the surrounding parts, which are the oldest parts in your brain, right? They were the first parts that you had in your brain, which basically are about breathing, heart rate, digestion, swallowing. Okay, so these very basic, and the survival instinct that is there. Okay, it's all about food, 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 food. Find the food, right? Second level is your limbic system, or we can call it the mammal brain. Okay, I'm going to be calling it the mammal brain. The mammal brain is slightly more complex. Okay, it's got coordination, motor control, memory. It's like it has a router also. It has the thalamus and the hypothalamus. Okay, which is like a router to the third part of the brain, right? So this is slightly more this when you became a mammal, you needed slightly more motor control. You needed to go faster or slower depending on the situation. So it was not just about food, okay, but it was about slightly more other things, about coordinating with others, about being cooperative with others, about fighting the other tribe. And then comes to your human brain. The human brain controls coordination, motor control. No, sorry, I'm sorry. Advanced motor, vision, recognition, senses, somatosensory, motor, all these very complex things, okay, is controlled by a human brain. Now the human brain has two hemispheres, right? And it's very complex. It's got the neurons, it's got the what are they called, the synapses, right? So all these things, it's become, and the human brain is so recent, right? It is so recent, it's not more than 200,000-300,000 years old, as against the animal brain, which is almost as old as life itself, okay, and the mammal brain, which is as old as mammals, basically, right? So all these, there are three brains within you, okay, that are all competing for resources. Now, why do I say competing for resources? You would say, no, why doesn't it, like, why don't they all cooperate? Well, it's not really that easy, okay, because your human brain is so new, okay, that it finds it difficult to resist body, right? For example, if you're horny or if you're hungry, right, you will want that at that point of time, and you will not be thinking. So I'm so hungry I can't think is actually a thing, because your animal brain is saying, I want food now, I don't care about what you are thinking, your philosophy, okay. Now there are some people, very few people, whose animal brains are whose human brains are more advanced than the animal brain, and they will starve to death, but they'll be thinking about philosophy. Okay, but that is very rare. We are talking about most people. So most people, it's like this, right? There is a new prime minister in the country, or a new president, right? And he's a really good one. He's dynamic. He wants to achieve something. But the bureaucracy that's sitting there has been sitting there for 50 years. They know how to stop him. They know how to irritate him to the level that he gives up. That is what is happening here. Okay, your system, your body, okay, your animal brain, and to some extent your mammal brain, is not allowing your human brain to think. It is saying, stay here, eat food, have sex, enjoy life, and just move out. Don't think too much about life. It is forcing you to not think about life, and that is because that is how it maintains supremacy. It is, you know, kind of scared that it is going to lose power. Okay, and finally, it's saying food, 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 food. That is the main issue. Even your human brain, mostly you have used for food. You have used for making the wheel, for getting for the green revolution, for making machines. Okay, all these things have basically come from the human brain, but for food. So it's even there, the animal brain is controlling you, right? So it's basically like this, right? We prefer security over risk, we prefer predictability over change, okay, we prefer comfort over discomfort. So the discomfort that comes in change, in any kind of change, is being resisted by your animal brain. This is what's happening. Okay, now what happens is, evolved people who are using their human brain, right, manipulate you and take you for a ride. That is why most of society can be taken for a ride, because there are very few people, cerebral people, okay, who are using their human brains. And human brains does not mean more intelligence. In fact, many people on the top are not that intelligent. They have just gotten over their primal fears, which everyone else still has, right? And those primal fears, they are using to manipulate you in certain way. Oh, you won't get food, you won't get, so even if you want to think, right, even if you want to be educated, even if you are eating the right kind of food and everything is fine and you have enough food, still they will keep you in that fear. Go by train, go here, do this, stay in your job, otherwise this is going to happen. So even in society there are three brains, okay, but in this case the human brain is ruling all of society, okay, and it is just taking the rest of everyone for a ride. That is what is happening. Okay, and this any look at any exploitative relationship, it is all a game of fear. The only game that is being played here is fear. A husband, wife, okay, brother, sister, anything, anyone who rules the rules, one just fears less than the other. So it's all really about fear more than intelligence. Of course, I am asking you to think, I'm asking you to be intelligent, but as you think more and more, as you analyze more and more, fears will dissipate, and then you will rule the roost anyway. But at that point, you won't want to rule the roost, because you know this is all bullshit. Okay. So, and most, people have been asking me, why would someone who rules at the top keep all these idiots? Why would they keep them alive? Well, it is like the Matrix, right? You need someone to keep you warm. You need someone to keep the planet warm. So it's like, who will entertain me? Who will be my slave? Who will get my food? Who will ensure that even though I have enough resources, and even though I have enough non-money resources, I have food, I have everything, I have a bunker, I have houses. Okay, I don't need these people. But it's great entertainment. So that is why we are alive at some level. Now your endeavor, okay, should be to analyze the animal in you and break it down slowly. See, you can fight it, okay, but if you fight it, either you win Okay, or the animal wins, or there's a stalemate. We don't want any of these three options. Okay, we want you to understand it completely. All three brains, not just human brain. You are not the human brain either. Okay, you are the nothingness that can observe it. Observe all three of these and go beyond it. Okay, now I will talk about I'm going to talk about how sin works in this context, right? So, all sins, right? A sin is basically, if you trace the root word, it means forgetfulness. It means forgetting who you are, right? So, all this wrath, gluttony, lust, greed, sloth, pride, envy, all of these things are just your animal brain telling you that I exist, okay, and you shall listen to me. That is what is happening. And why is God angry? Why is God supposed to be vengeful? Okay, because God is saying, boss, you forgot all this. If God exists, he's basically saying, boss, what is wrong with you? Why are you doing this? And more than vengeful, he's just disappointed. And if you believe in yourself, or you believe in the soul, it's basically you being disappointed with yourself, saying, what am I doing? Why am I living like this? Why am I living in gluttony or greed or sloth or any of this, envy? Because your this brain is taking you for a ride. So the witness within you is getting more and more disappointed. You are essentially creating your own hell. That is hell, right? So when your it's if your body cycles get smaller and smaller, right? If they get shorter and shorter, it is hell. If they get longer and longer, it is heaven, because it is easier for you to live on a longer scale than a shorter scale, right? If you sleep less, it is easier for you. If you have to sleep every 2 hours, it's going to be a problem. If you have to shit every 20 minutes, it's going to be a problem for you. So longer scales, heaven, okay, and shorter scales, hell. That is all that the scriptures are saying. That is all that any scriptures are saying. And the point is to go beyond hell and heaven and attain your liberation in this life. I'm not talking about some godly goal bullshit. Okay, when you forget about the human brain, when you forget about the animal brain and the mammal brain, you just observe all three and use them to your advantage. Okay, only then will you be able to go beyond all this and attain the liberation. Don't even try for heaven, just try for liberation. Be liberated from all this nonsense, because all of it is just nonsense, right? And remember, guys, one thing very important: the only thing, and tell this to other people also, the only thing worth thinking about is life and yourself, because you are the basis of everything. The world exists for you, right? There is nothing else that's happening. World is going on, it's doing its own bullshit. It doesn't even care about you. But you should at least care about yourself. You should understand who you are. So only thing worth thinking about is your life. Everything else is just fluff. Okay? And that's the video, guys. Okay, shall we go for questions? Wanna ask something? Go on. Please speak in Hindi. Okay, I'm gonna start some Hindi this eventually. Thinking legit contributes to depression. No, not really. See, if you think properly, okay, think well about life, and you just look at it as it is, okay, and don't say, oh, if I think about life and I want it to my expectation, then it's going to be a problem, okay, because every time you have expectations, you're going to be disappointed. So stop having expectations in relation to your thinking. Just look at things as they are, okay, think about them, try using yourself in different situations, okay, put yourself in various situations, and you'll understand you won't need to you don't need to get depressed. Intelligent people are more likely to be unhappy. Yes, I'm not pro intelligence, okay, I'm pro looking at life, looking at the sense of observing it, okay, understanding it. Intelligence is like a tool, and that tool is a very sharp tool. It's like a knife, right? And if that's the only thing you have in your cabinet, in your kitchen cabinet, then you'll be cutting everything, right? And you will not be happy, because if you cut a soup packet with a knife, it's going to fall all over the floor. You're going to get depressed, you're going to get pissed off. Oh, now I have to clean this bullshit. If you cut the milk packet, it's going to. So you have to have various tools, okay? And how do you get those tools? Because all those tools are within you through observation, through just looking at yourself. What can I do? What can I not do? Which of my tools are sharp? Which of my tools are not sharp? So and intelligence is just one thing. I don't give it a lot of power, okay? And you shouldn't either. One of my friends asked me if life is meaningless. Why not go ahead and have a child, which is also the same as not having a child, since both are meaningless activities. See, meaninglessness, okay, it's not about it's not doesn't mean that, oh, whatever I do has no meaning. Okay, if your child is going to suffer, why would you want to do that? Right? And it's not about meaning. Suffering is real. You're not trying to find meaning in suffering. It people do. People are stupid. But the truth is, it's suffering, right? If it's stubbed, it's toe. It's stubbed, it's toe. Whose fault is that? Your fault. Okay, so meaninglessness should not be attributed to the idea, oh, I can do everything, I can kill someone. There are going to be consequences. Do you want to go to jail? Go to jail, that's fine. That's fine by me. It may be meaningless, okay, but society considers it something. Okay, that person considers it something. Because you have to think of all these things. Don't just say meaningless means flat. I can do anything I want. That is just a stupid way to live. Actually, you had talked about a quote. Even a slave has a choice in choosing slavery or death. Yes. Can you repeat the philosopher's name or possible? Okay. Tyrion Lannister. That short fellow on Game of Thrones. He had said it. So I don't know who the writer is or whether there is an original person who's actually written this. Okay, but it was a dialogue in Game of Thrones. So I really like that dialogue. I mean, I don't watch Game of Thrones, but I was going through the dialogue, so it was a very interesting dialogue. Breeders don't think they don't ask themselves important existential questions that would justify their procreation. I asked myself a lot of questions about human life and became an antenatal. That's good. That's good. See, antinatalism now is a very small start. Okay, when I say like it's like I talked about the three brains, right? Similarly, when you see my Facebook, when you see my Instagram, when you see Twitter and YouTube, there are four different levels of this. Okay, I will never talk all this stuff on Facebook, because on Facebook it's for the people who are not trying to understand antinatalism. They're trying to get to the point. And when you get to the antinatalism part, which is, I believe, the basis of all morality, okay, all understanding of life, it's the very basis. If you've thought enough, you become an antinatalist, and then from there you build up to a better life. Okay, so it goes like, at the lowest is my Facebook, Instagram. Okay, then slightly better Twitter, because I'm a little dark on Twitter. I put a little philosophy on Twitter, and then the YouTube finally, where the intense philosophy is. So similarly, that is how you must start. You must start at antinatalism. Okay, and if you've broken through antinatalism, it's a great way. Then you can break straight in through life, because that is the first thing. You're questioning life itself, right? You're questioning existence, being itself. Why do you think my basic question to my parents was so controversial? Because people are like, you're questioning our beings. Okay, that is the first thing you must question. As a baby, you must question it. What are your thoughts on incest? If consent is involved, is it morally okay? Yes. Any two people or 500 people or 19,000 people, okay, if they are above 18, all consenting in a room, what is anyone's problem? Right? Who cares about incest? As long as there's no child, what difference? Right? People, what gender, what they are, as long as everyone is consenting and above 18, that's all that matters. The education sector only exists to educate people one way. It is to teaches us cattle how to consume and sit in a box. There is no scope for individualism or critical thinking. Yeah, yeah. See, even the education system is trying to keep your animal brain active. Okay, because if the animal brain dies tomorrow, you will go rebel. You'll just walk into a jungle, or you will go and kill the president. It's as simple as that. So you have to. They are also trying to keep your animal brain active. Survive, 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 survive. And all of society is designed like that. Why? Because it's run by the cerebral people. It's run by the people who have the human brains, right? What is your thought on Elon Musk claiming that we need more people in this world? He seems to want a lot of slaves. Yeah, it clearly Elon Musk is complete bullshit. Like, I don't know why he keeps saying it, and why he likes the whole controversy more than anything. And people react also. People are like, oh, Elon Musk, Dogecoin, so everyone will buy Dogecoin, and he's making billions of dollars. So people just want that, and this is also a very animalistic reaction. We like to look at people, okay, who are above us, who have achieved something beyond us. Why? Because at that time we did not have the time to think. So if someone has achieved something, we simply look up to him, see the way they have done it, and then we try and achieve that, or we feel good just by looking at them. That is why stars exist. That is why the Met Gala exists. Why? Because we are still animals. Even that is animalism. Just following someone blindly, saying whatever and not questioning, is also a part of your animal brain. What do you think the world's future will be like in 20 years? See my video. It's called It's called We Are Finished. Okay, it's a video, and I've put up entire this of how we are going to be in 20 years. And there's going to be a whole procession of basically extinction. It's going to be different levels of extinction in different countries, and different countries are going to react differently. Like Indians are going to move out of India, and basically Asia is going to empty out, and America is going to be in disaster. So everything is going to be only pro disaster. Like the entire world's policies will change to a disaster. But we don't have time. There's no question of any one of us being saved. Maybe Elon Musk can get a few of us to space, but that's it. All right. Any other questions, guys? Psst, psst, psst. Thoughts on China's power rise. America did a fab job in backtracking. Now focus is shifting to Taliban. They shifted the conflict location. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. They are just playing with you. They probably all know what is going on and all. But China seems to be a nice, interesting power rise in the sense of an interesting challenger to America's supremacy. We'll see how it goes, because see, forget China, the whole world is going to get violent now. Okay, everyone is on the Korean Peninsula has started arming up. Both the North and South Korea have started arming up. China is arming up. And it's just going to end in disaster. Now they have started at AUKUS. So now Australia is going to have nuclear submarines, not nuclear missile submarines, nuclear powered submarines, and it's just going to end up in disaster. Because as humans reduce, as the natural climate disasters happen, and these reactors are opened to nature, it's just going to spiral. So the whole thing is going to spiral. So China and all doesn't matter. China, America does not matter. It's just going to be violence everywhere straight up. Have you read any holy books, and do you have any thoughts on any of them? I think all holy books, right? At some level, at the very basic level, are of course saying the same thing. Not only that, but they are trying to get you to your core. They're trying to explain to you that this world is all bullshit, right? And all of them, trust me, all of them. Like I think at least the ones that are famous and the ones that I have read. So you'd say Hinduism, Islam, Christianity. They're all saying, like Jesus said, I will take you to the kingdom of God, right? And then he said the kingdom of God is within you. So what is he trying to say? They're all trying to say that get rid of this nonsense. But everything starts with mysticism and ends in politics. It's a very famous saying. I did say it. So that is just how it is, because something beautiful, which a few people understand, can be easily twisted to make billions of people your slaves. So yeah, that is all they are saying. They're just saying that this world is a game and everything under the sun is absolute nonsense. Hearing about this nuclear stuff, getting chills just hearing about this nuclear stuff. Yeah, it is. You just have to destroy all your expectations, okay, about how the world is going to be and all, and just see what happens now. I mean, I could be wrong, who knows? But the thing is that the way things are going now, the stock market's crashed. Okay, it's just the beginning of economic disaster. What do you do apart from philosophy? What is our life? What is your life like? One second now. So, what do I do apart from philosophy? What is my life like? So, my life is basically, I teach martial arts. Okay, so I believe I couldn't do ethereal jobs, like coding or some bullshit like that. So I teach martial arts. That is my main thing. Okay, I write, and basically real things. What I believe are real things. Like fighting on the road is a real thing, right? Not being lack of safety is a real thing. So I believe that's one very important real thing. And secondly, looking at your life. So the outside life, that means martial arts. And I believe martial arts solves a lot of inside problems. Okay, when you learn martial arts, as you go through it, it is all, you realize outside and inside is all the same thing. It just teaches you a strategy to work on your insides. Okay, so basically you're at a very base level, you're fighting thoughts, you're fighting emotions, you're fighting ambitions, whatever. And then you come to realize that it is all nothing. Because when you come to a certain point in martial arts, you realize you're just going to die. Okay, and it does not matter. So the only thing that's worth thinking about is life. Okay, and life at whatever level. Like you want to learn how to fight on the street, that's great. Okay, you want to, but if you, whatever you do, try and do something real, something that matters to you. And if coding really matters to you, then do it. If it makes sense to your life, then do it. There's no issue there. Okay. You think all countries should go tax free like UAE? Government just plays with common man's tax money. Actually, the government doesn't need money. They're just trying to suck out money from the system. Okay, so that there is less money in the system and they can print money. That is the whole idea. Right? So if there's too much money in the system, there will be inflation. So that is exactly what they're trying to do. And tax is needed at some level because finally you have to run a government. That's a fact. The fact that they misuse it, it's going to happen anyway. Wherever there are humans, there's going to be misuse. What did you study in college? I did the easiest possible path, and that was commerce. Okay, I just looked at the thing and I'm like, what is the easiest here? And I did commerce. I have never used my degree till date. And yeah, that's all. Like I've just been doing like real things and surviving somehow in life, managing my stuff. But yeah, I have no interest in any degree or any kind of career, and I don't think anyone should. It's just a waste of time. All right. What is the future of this channel? I don't know what future. It really depends on my mood. Like, do I want to have a fancy background, or do I want to make it better? Do I want to monetize it? Do I want to promote it? I have no idea what the future of this channel is. I love what I'm doing right now. Okay, tomorrow I may love something else, so I'll start that. Okay, tomorrow another day I may love something else, so that is all. I'm not going to go the PewDiePie way, or try and promote it, or even try. Like, forget it. So if one day I feel like I'll do it, that's it. That's the future of this channel. Do you meditate? Yes, I do meditate. Okay, so meditation is, I think it's a very useful way of eliminating the animal brain at some level. Okay, and eliminating all three brains actually, because it is just observation, right? You're trying to observe what is going on. So in meditation, you're not supposed to remove your thoughts. You're supposed to just observe them, let them go. So I think it's a very important way of controlling all your three brains. Why do people get calm when they meditate? Because they are observing for the first time. They are not thinking actually. They're just observing thoughts. And then they realize that, oh, these three brains are different from me, right? So that is, I think, meditation everyone should do as a thing. And I feel it's going to be, assume we survive as a race and there is some sort of civility. It's going to be the next big thing, proper meditation. Is the perceiver a perception? Well, that is up to you to decide. First at least perceive. Start with perceiving. Then you can decide if it's a perception. Okay, but even if you are perceiving that perceiver, that is also a perceiver, right? The one who's perceiving the perceiver, if you're saying that is a perception, and that is also a perceiver. So at some level, if you get the perceiver perceives the perceives, at the end, you are still a perceiver. So if you are anything beyond that, that is for you to this. But first, start perceiving. Okay, and then you can decide whether the perceiver is a perception. Your thoughts on the... Oh, I'm not going to answer the COVID. I've been told not to answer COVID vaccine questions because apparently YouTube strikes the channel or some nonsense. So I'm not going to. But I think if you follow me on other channels, you'll know on this that no, just no. I think you get the point. I don't believe there's enough for science basically behind it. Okay, what else? I'm gonna wait another minute and then I'll shut it. I hope this video was good. I hope you liked it. Thoughts on COVID vaccine. Anyone else? Is there a second book coming? Well, this was my second book. My a second book in what sense? You mean third book or something on something else, or what do you mean? Thanks for addressing the comment though. Appreciate that. Sure, no problem, Aksa. Do you like Sadhguru? Okay, so with Sadhguru or with anyone, I like what people say, in the sense of you must listen to everyone, okay, and see what makes sense to you. So a lot of what he says makes sense to me. Okay, that's for sure. I don't I don't like or dislike anyone. You just have to look at things and just say, okay, this is what it is. So you take that from and you leave the rest. That is how you should behave with everything. No problem. Thanks for your time. No problem. Okay, second book. So I basically have two books, right? One is how to how to eliminate all or how to end all human suffering, and the second one is why women will never be safe. Okay, both are there on my all my channels. Okay, you can see the pinned comment or whatever on Twitter, and I've put it up, and you can check it out, read it, whatever. So please do that. There is a third book coming, but I don't know when that will come because that's a long drawn out. It's going to be basically on energy, okay, and energy relationships, how they work with people, how they work with the government, how they work with friends and everything. Okay, how you can help yourself by simply this. I didn't know about the first one. I've started the second one. You mean the woman one? Yeah. Okay, so I'll send you the link of the first one. I'll put it up on my Twitter. You all can check it out. Okay. All right. So I think I'll close the live. When are you going to the forest camp? January. I'm going in January. You are welcome to join me. All right, guys. Thank you so much for showing up. I will be meeting you all on Friday at 9 p.m. Okay. And I'll see you then, I guess. All right. Meanwhile, give me some suggestions for topics because I have so many topics I don't know what to talk about. I printed both the books. Dad's reading them for now. Wow, I'm impressed. Please do make videos on that. Yes, I will try and make videos on that jungle thing for sure. I'll make kind of a vlog or whatever the nonsense is. What do you think of Rupert Aspera's conception of consciousness? I do not know what Rupert Aspera's conception of consciousness is. Can you message me the summary and I will talk about it in the next video for sure? Okay, genetically modded. What? Could you make a video on astral project? Okay, guys, request send me in on Instagram or on Facebook. Okay, so I'll make those videos accordingly. So just message me the videos. Don't write in the comments. All right, guys, I will shut this live for now. Okay, I'll see you all on Friday at 9 o'clock Indian Standard Time. All right, guys, bye. Thank you so much. Thank you for showing up. See you in a bit. Bye.